Welcome back. I'm super excited about day 6. This really is about game-changing mindset. Day 6 is speaking your legacy. Whew, big conversation. Language is actually shaping your life experience. Your language. Your language is actually shaping your life experience, which is shaping your life story. And your story leads to your legacy. Stick with me. Don't go far. You got to just hold on to this. Let me focus really tight. What's your legacy? Your legacy. See, your lifetime is finite, but your legacy is infinite. You know, when I think about people who live these great lives, I'm actually living inside, thinking and inspired by their legacy. When I look at Nelson Mandela leading the largest forgiveness movement ever in history after 27 years of being in prison, his legacy is ginormous. When I think about Cesar Chavez, when I think about Mother Teresa, when I think about Mahatma Gandhi, when I think about Dr. Martin Luther King, their legacy is infinite. Their legacy will be seen by my children and my children's children. See, I didn't understand the power of your life and how your life is really designing your legacy until I was 25 years old. I read a book by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in Stephen's book, he had me visualize my funeral. What? I was like, hold on, don't kill me off yet, Stephen. But he did. He said, listen, visualize your funeral. And I did. This one exercise changed my life. Everything I thought about from that day forward, I thought, is this going to create the legacy that I wanted? And to be honest with you, at 25, I was nice. You know, I always have been a nice person. So I knew that people would say I was nice. But I didn't have the life fingerprint that I wanted at the time. That was 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. And I really recognized that from that day forward, I literally began to design my legacy with everything I did. So a lot of times when I'm working with people, I say, okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill you. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, first thing I gotta do is kill you. Because if you're gone, and we said, here lies a woman who, here lies a man who, what will it say? What contribution did you bring this planet? How did you cause us to think differently? How did you love the perceivingly unlovable or forgive the perceivingly unforgivable? How did you inspire us to be a better woman, to be a better man, to make us want to stand on our tippy toe? What did you do with your breath? What did you do with your energy? What did you do with your time? How did you hold us in the dark moment? How? How did you inspire us? What was your life? What was your life legacy? What did it leave? If you're already gone, then all we have is your memory. What life will you live to write the memory, #legacy, that you want to write? What will be told about your life's contribution? See, there's a dash. That dash between your birthday and your transition day, and you got one job: make that dash dance. Make that dash dance. Dance with disruption, dance with great stories, dance with possibility, dance with urgency, dance with being a stand, dance with being a safe place for someone to land when they need a safe place to land. Your dash is about giving people the space to take their cape off when they're a superhero to everyone else, but you just let them be a man or a woman. What will your legacy represent? What will your legacy be? So I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. I'm gonna take you on the same journey that Stephen Covey took me on. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to visualize yourself walking up to a parlor, walking up to a little house. It looks like a little church or a room or a community center, whatever that visualization is for you. And I want you to visualize yourself walking into this room. Just walk with me. Feel the ground underneath your feet. Feel yourself taking steps. I want you to step inside this parlor. I want you to instantly smell the flowers. Smell the flowers with me. I want you to smell the flowers. I want you to hear the music, nice, soft music. It's a familiar sound, a familiar music that you really like. Nice and easy. And I want you to visualize yourself walking down this, what feels like a corridor, sort of, but there are chairs on each side, and people are sitting on each side of you. And you're looking at each person. They don't look up at you, they just keep looking forward. And there's this look on their face, a look of reflection, a look of memory, a look of joy, and a look of sorrow, all blended together on each person's face. And these are familiar people that you see. You see friends, and you see family, and you see old friends, and you see old colleagues, and you see people that you haven't talked to in the last 10 years. And you're wondering what's happening, why are they here? And everyone's just kind of sitting in a very quiet way. And you walk up to the front, and you notice that there are 3 steps. You walk up each step, and you walk up to the case. You don't quite recognize what it is until you get closer. And you look inside this case, and you come face to face with you. It's a casket, and this is your funeral. 3 years from today, this is your funeral on this day. There are 4 people to speak. There's a friend, there's a family member, there's a colleague, and there's someone from your community. Question to you: what will they say about you? What kind of friend were you? What kind of true friend? If this is the unedited service of your life, they can say anything. What kind of family member were you? What kind of colleague were you? Who were you to work with? And who were you to live next to? How were you at the grocery store or at the gas station? How were you at a family gathering, or did you show up? How were you in people's time of need? How were you? How did you love? How did you forgive? How did you play full out? How did you get back up when you fell down? What about your life will they say when they stand there? Because there are 4 people that are going to speak, and they're going to speak, and their job is to tell how you inspired them. What will they say you inspired them to do? How will they say their lives will never be the same because you crossed their path as their brother, or as their sister, as their mother, as their father, as their daughter, as their son, or as their friend, or as their colleague? How will they say their life will forever be impacted because you were born? That's your legacy. And I gotta tell you, when I first did that exercise, take a deep breath, feel your feet back on the ground, open your eyes if your eyes were closed. Come back present with me. When I first did that exercise, it shook me to my core, which is why over 20 years later, I don't have to read it again. I didn't read it before I started this course with you. I knew exactly what it said because I've never forgotten that visualization. Because from that day forward, like from today forward with you, I lived every day shaping the conversation that will be said about me at my funeral. Every day, you're writing your legacy by the way you live. Every day, you're writing your legacy by the way you live. You're writing your legacy by the way you speak, because your words are shaping your life, shaping your experiences. Your experiences shaping your life. Your life is shaping your legacy. It all trails. They're all interdependent of one another. And so from the very moment of your words, recognize words equal legacy. Now, the self-work that I'd like for you to do. Now, this is where we're going to stand up and we're going to be seen. Yes, I am instructing you for this day to do a Facebook Live. So much should have gotten stirred up for you that I want you to share that. I want your tribe to see it. I want them to be inspired by it. I want them to feel the connection with you. So I want you to do a Facebook Live, and I simply want you to share what came up for you. Who spoke on your behalf at your services, at your homegoing celebration? Who spoke on your behalf? What did they say? How were you as a friend? What did they say? How did they say you were as a friend? What kind of neighbor were you? What kind of colleague were you? What kind of friend were you? And here's the bigger question, the one that rocked my world. What do you want to be remembered for that you haven't done yet? That one set me down. Like, what do you want them to say that you haven't lived yet? Or you haven't lived it loud enough so they can hear? It's totally fine, because we're still here. I just want to make sure we know where we're going and what we're doing. So again, you're going to Facebook Live, no more than 2 minutes. I don't want you to go long on it. This is not online therapy. This is a connection with your tribe on what came up for you. What did they say about you? Who spoke on your behalf? And most importantly, what do you want them to say that you haven't begun to do yet? And ideally, I'd like this to shift you in gear to start doing that very thing, the way it shifted me in gear. In addition to that particular self-work, remember your mirror work. Do your mirror work. Do the mirror work each day. It's critical, necessary, and so beautiful. I'm your sister friend in the journey, and I'll see you tomorrow when we begin section 2. Get ready.